Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca. I am the president of the African Students Association. In this video, I'll talk briefly about my transition from Ghana to the US as an international student and how my experiences has influenced my interest in setting up the African Housing Committee. So I moved to the US August 2018 and to a small town in Missouri called Warrensburg to start my master's in criminology and criminal justice. After I got to the airport, one of my professors he asked me, "Rebecca, where would you like me to drop you off?" I just looked at him and said, "Professor, I do not have a place for you to drop me off. I'm still searching for accommodation and I've got none." So he said, "Well, I have a family and 3 little girls. I do not have an extra bed in my home, but I'll drop you off at a hotel and we'll think through the next line of action." And so my professor then drops me off at a Holiday Inn hotel where I stayed for a couple of days and I paid $100 a night. And so my professor then introduces me to his pastor, so Bob and Susie, and they decide to accommodate me in their basement. My experience, unfortunately, wasn't as I had planned, but this experience taught me a lot. We need each other to succeed in our new environment. It is my experience that has made me extremely passionate about setting up the housing committee. To that effect, last year when our new students moved here from Ghana, we were very instrumental in getting them situated in the US.
I helped with the Woodcrest and University West applications. I followed up with the application, made sure that they were approved. I helped with the payment of the security deposits and other expenses. And I also made sure that the rooms were available to part of the group before the whole group arrived. And then I also drove to Phoenix in an SUV, picked them up from the airport, drove them to Flagstaff. I made them feel at home.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Vanessa, popularly known on YouTube as Miss Ampofua. It was such an honor to have had the opportunity to serve on the 2022 Housing Committee with amazing, goal-oriented, and dedicated personalities like Miss Rebecca and Mr. Afram. Last year, NAU admitted a lot of international students, of which a significant number were from Ghana or were Ghanaians. So a couple of these students reached out to us via various social media platforms, and by God's grace, we were able to help secure accommodation and also settle well in the US. Like Rebecca, I encountered some challenges while I decided to relocate from my home country, Ghana, to settle abroad. So when the opportunity presented itself to help these students, I made myself available, and I am glad I did. I played the role of a secretary, coordinating, bringing ideas on board, and moving around, trying to get things for these students. It was really exciting to be in that capacity to extend a helping hand. I would like to use this opportunity to say kudos to my team, Miss Rebecca and Mr. Afram. You guys did amazing, and I would want to say God richly bless you. So in the next couple of minutes, you are going to hear from some of the students we assisted, and they are going to share their experience, how the process went. Thank you for your audience. Have a wonderful evening.
Hello guys, my name is George Sapeli and I'm an international student from Ghana studying statistics. And I'm here with my friends.
I'm Lydia Terry. I'm also a Ghanaian international student studying statistics.
I'm Adraina Boaji. I'm in the MPH program.
I'm Israel Safo from Ghana studying statistics.
Thank you very much. So the purpose of this video is to share with you our struggles and some experiences that we went through. And the first of them all is when we got our visas, I tried to unite with other students who were also coming to NAU. So we visited Facebook and we encountered a number of scammers. And after that, we realized that no, we need to contact people who are directly in Flagstaff.
So not only did we meet some scammers on Facebook, but actually the rentals we saw were beyond our budget. As international students coming into the US, the exchange rate from our cedis to dollars was very high, which we couldn't afford. So the next thing we sorted out was to connect with continuing Ghanaian students who are already in NAU. I went through LinkedIn, connected with one Ghanaian who was Prince Boahim, who then connected me with 3 others, which were Vanessa, Rebecca, and then Akram. These 3 actually helped us get an accommodation here.
So after we met them and they were able to do accommodation for us, we still realized that the amount for the accommodation was something that none of us could afford. It was around $300, and these guys were so willing to make the payments on our behalf before we got here. And they were willing to give us time to pay. They were also willing to arrange for cars, a van to pick us up from Phoenix to, Flagstaff. Originally, we were supposed to get to Phoenix by 9 a.m., but we got a delay in New York for 12 hours with no food and nothing. And we ended up getting here the following day on Thursday at 1 a.m. But our friend was so willing to pick us up. And as soon as we got out of the airport, he was there with food and, kinky and things to make us feel that we are still in Ghana. And he drove us all the way from Phoenix to Flagstaff. We stayed at his place for a night before he took us to our apartment the following day. Vanessa and Becky came the next day with a lot of groceries, with everything I can think of. Bed, food, bread, water, everything.
I think we didn't buy anything.
For a month, for a whole month. Yeah, it was a lot. And it took us almost 3 months for us to, get our stipends in and pay.
So this is our story, and we had this help and support from these guys, not because we are Ghanaians, but because of what they also went through before securing accommodation for themselves. And so they felt like they had to do this for us in order to make our life easier. I wish we get a solidified team in the absence of these guys to help continue with this project, to help anyone coming in from our part of the world to study in Flagstaff, at least to make their life easier. And I believe this story of ours will help inspire people here to also help contribute towards the agenda of promoting or helping this project. Yeah, thank you.